Hello, hello, everyone. Wow, we just came in and it looks like we've got around 20 plus people on here so far. So
I should actually get to flip flip it on
we
over
will
here
say
just so I can
hello,
keep track.
junkies. Oh, we went down to 17. I guess I scared a few people away, or
Oh, no.
we
Yeah,
went
check in
live
and
and they're
say
like,
hi.
no. Yeah, if you're
I
here,
didn't
say
mean to be
hello.
here.
Hello, Gary.
It's been a while since we've been on.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
the
we
last
saw
time it was right after the new year, I think, and we just kind of recapped and we talked a little bit about what to expect in 2025. So, for those who aren't aware or just happen to find this stream randomly, there's kind of a thing that happened today at Six Flags for media. So, we
yeah,
were invited out and to see Wrath of Rakshasa. Ooh,
we're
I think I
very
got that
grateful
one
for
right
the
on the.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
As
kind of
always,
funny
going to
as we're go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Well,
No,
it's
go
always
ahead,
just
Sarah.
the Rakshasa, trying to make sure that we get the name correct. That was
Yeah,
a theme of our time this morning.
I felt bad for that one influencer that was out there that was kind of practicing before he came in and kind of butchered that a little bit. But hey, Kirk says I said it correctly. All right.
Yay.
CWS burners in the
Hello,
house.
hello. All right. Well, I mean, first of all, so it was really cool, the seeing the park in the preparation phase, but also really, really special to get to see progress on the ride. And it is, do you want to give the timeline that they gave us for where they're
Sure.
at in the process?
Yeah, where they are in the process currently. We were informed that there was a total of 96 pieces of track that is going to come together and give us Wrath of Rakshasa. And they are currently down to, and the project manager said about half a dozen, but pulling out of the parking lot, it looked more like I think they're around 12. So we're going to say
Yeah,
somewhere
probably.
between half, between 6 and 12 pieces left for the ride, and it will be complete. And they're hoping, knock on wood, and weather cooperates in the next couple weeks, have it all together.
He said about if weather cooperates. I know we're supposed to get really high winds tomorrow, and he was mentioning that does impact the work that they can do. He said about a week and a half, 2 weeks to get all the pieces in place, and then they move to another phase where they're, what did he call it? He called it site development.
Yeah, I think site development where they're going to start building out the landscaping, the queues, and
I
all of
mean,
that fun stuff.
it is massive and you can't miss it. This is not every other coaster that we have is kind of backed into a corner and backed into the perimeter, and this is like it has taken over all of Hometown Square going into County Fair. It is massive. The it's stunning. The ride itself is stunning.
Yeah,
It really changes things.
you take that
Yeah,
turn
you
by
turn
Strutters, and it's right there.
and then it's just like layers and layers of coasters if you are looking the right way. It is really cool. Um, they have part of the station that's going up already. There's I mean, so it's so massive, and we'll be as guests walking, kind of interacting with it as we walk through the midways.
Opening
Oh,
date,
yeah, but
they are saying
she
early. I'm going off of what the project manager for this said, and he said early summer. So take it for, and that is his default answer that he is giving everybody is early summer. So we'll see what happens there.
Yep. All right, let's see. Do we have any other will they have phonetic spelling on the sign? I mean, we saw a rendering of what a logo could look like, or there it has a logo. Like the
Yeah, there's a
sign is
logo on like the the advertisements they use. Yeah, we
yeah,
did get
hard
pretty
to spell.
cool swag. So
Little
these are Wrath of
posters.
Rakshasa coasters. And then I think Sarah has hers undone, so I don't need to undo mine, but we've got these
Oh, this
fun little they're scrolls that actually
this I'm
contain
using
all
as
of
a cheat
the
sheet.
ride info.
All the stats on it. Um, it yeah, it's no clue. It says and they haven't decided what the shortened name will be. I would say any theming. None of that was done yet, and they were really kind of tight-lipped about those kinds of things. There are a lot of it seems like there are a lot of fun plans, but they don't wanna give everything away.
Yeah, there's a lot of that might be happening. I can't answer that question at this time.
Yeah.
Um, those type, but we can answer this one. Yes, it will
Oh,
have a Wrath of Rakshasa gift shop right at the exit in true fashion on your way out the ride. You do have to pass through the gift shop, and that is going to be the old Demon Snacks location. It is being
and
converted to a gift shop.
and we can answer Kirk's question too.
Go ahead.
Yes. It will be
Yes, there will
inside
be.
of the shop that once formerly known as Demon Nachos.
And the photo will be on the first drop.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you're showing as Brooklyn on here either, but
Who is that really? I don't
I'm thinking because of the info, I'm thinking it could be. If that's you, Anne, please let us know so
know.
we are
And
crediting the right
answered.
person, or
Oh,
uh,
I didn't see anything to differentiate one train from yeah. Um, they're so as far as the
sorry.
trains, they are all the same. They're all there isn't like where there's a red train and a blue train or a what do they have on both teal and red or orange. Um, the trains are the same. They are numbered on the bottom of the train. So there's like train one, and it'd be like 1.1 is train one, row one. But as far as color and theming, they're all exactly the same. Oh, we have a fluffy question
Yes, yes, there is. There are two fluffy seats per
per
train.
train.
The the middle seat on row two and the middle seat on row three. There is not a fluffy belt on in row one.
And there
So if
will
you
be a
do,
test seat.
yes, there will be a
The
test
test seat
seat, and
just hadn't arrived.
the test seat is actually it. Wrath is going to be running three trains. The test seat is actually in the same container as the third train, which we were told will be at the park any day now. It's
Yeah,
on a
it's on
truck.
a truck.
It's on a truck.
It made it through customs. But there will be a there the fluffy seats in the middle have a red belt, so you can see the difference, and there will be a test seat. We're not sure if the test seat would be a regular, size seat or a fluffy seat. My guess is it's gonna be regular, so then if you're close, then you know that you can go on. Are the carts are we asking about the seats?
Or are you asking the carts? Are you talking about where you're going to store your stuff?
Yeah, we didn't see that.
Station, we couldn't get anywhere near the station. We
No.
were only able to get a little bit into the construction area, which is why we had hard hats on and the vest.
Yeah. Yeah,
So what
Vita,
I think
the
of
train has
oh,
come it has made it through customs, it is stateside.
You know what I think I'll do here, Sarah, is I'm going to actually start sharing my screen and we can kind of talk through
Yeah.
some of the stuff because I know I definitely got the photo in there with the two different belts, but you know, as we
Yeah,
get
I
to
think
it,
this will
let
be
me.
helpful. It was hard for me to visualize where this was going to be and to actually see it and still not done. So it's hard to, and everything's torn up. It's hard to see it completely, but this was
I
helpful.
know, I know this is kind of small on the screen. The actual pictures have already been posted in the group. It's on our public page. It's on our Instagram account. So if you're trying to follow along on those and you're having problems, just take a look at those. I mean, I could blow this up larger, but then I'm going to lose all of the comments coming in and we won't be able to answer your questions. So
It
what
was a
you are
beautiful
looking at,
day.
yes, what you are looking at here is Sarah is in the lower corner of that picture. Um, this is the new entrance when you walk through after you have your membership, your season pass scanned. This is now the new front of the park. So you can see there's a lot more space for people to gather. Hopefully, they're going to come up with something creative to use in this space. We didn't ask
I
on
like
this.
how
This wasn't.
they
Go ahead.
restored all the brick. I like how they restored all the brick on there to make it continue. Like you can't tell. You can if you look really, really close, but for the most part, you can't tell that something else was there.
So we didn't really ask about this area. It wasn't the intent of today's visit to the park. So I'm just going to kind of start clicking through, and we can talk through some of these photos. But this is kind of that first view that you're seeing is you come in, you make that turn past Strutters, and it's here. This massive structure of a ride is right there in front of you.
We have a question about the Midway, and we did ask this, and we did get an answer.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. You can take it.
We were told, was he the construction manager? I don't know what
Yeah, like
his
the construction, the project. I think it was like a project
project
manager
project manager.
construction.
Um, he showed us the width of the bridge. That's that old bridge going between County Fair and um, Hometown, and he said going all the way through, that's the width that pedestrians will have. Now there might be some pillars in between, but like the way that he said it was pretty much going to stay intact and that wide once it's all done. We couldn't go that far in, but we are not losing a large portion of Midway.
I'm assuming there'll probably be some kind of net near the drop for safety reasons. They did not
Mhm,
say for sure it's going to be there, but it's just an assumption that for safety reasons there will probably be some kind of net or canopy or something,
mhm.
just in case something slips out. So let me kind of click through here. Here's kind of just a little bit closer zoomed in shot.
And it's so hard to get the color, and I'm sure when Anne's pictures come out, we'll finally see them. That is not like a yellow or a mustard. That is a gold, and it is a stunning gold on, those supports.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, and the challenge too, and obviously Anne has the camera to compensate for it. It's we were shooting into the sun with a lot of these shots,
Mhm.
so it was kind of throwing some of the color off. But they look a little bit better on the actual if you're looking at the actual photo, not watching it through the stream here. So definitely go back if you haven't checked out these photos. Here we're seeing a little
That
more of the
captures a lot of the gold. That captures a little more of
yeah.
the gold. I would love if that, Games Shack got a little paint job to try to match it, because it's a deeper blue, and then the trains have, like, a really deep red slash like, into the maroons, and then the gold is in both of them. It would be so cool to have that little games area mimic that.
I know there's comment of there. How are the seats? We
We'll get
don't
to
know.
the
We didn't get a
seats.
chance to sit them. We'll get to the seats. They'll be coming up here in the
We could
photos
not
here in a
touch
bit.
the trains.
We were not allowed to touch the trains. We were basically put in a van, blindfolded, taken to an undisclosed location, and that is where the trains were located. So it was almost like being kidnapped in the candy van. I asked to see the candy. They didn't show me the candy. I got in anyway.
Cheryl, I see your question. Um, yes, but it will not be Demon Snacks. It will be merchandise and photos, ride photos.
Now there's a question about the entrance. I think I've got a closer up photo where we can kind of talk where it's going to be,
Yeah,
but
we did ask.
basically it is our understanding the demon entrance is getting moved slightly. It's going to line up with the Wrath of Rakshasa entrance. They're going to literally be directly across the midway from each other. Let's see what else we got here. Well, so there's one of the pieces of track that the next piece of track that was about to go into place. Another
Are
angle
they
of it.
making the old Demon Snacks? I don't think so. I mean,
They
just like
they
the
didn't give an
Goliath.
answer.
Yeah, but I don't. It. I don't think. I mean, they're obviously going to have to alter it, but that's one of the older buildings. I don't know how much they're really going to alter it. And there really didn't look like, just looking at where the ride was, and where there has to be, where the exit's going to be, it didn't look like there was a lot of space to make that bigger. I don't think it will need to be bigger either. Just think of how small the Goliath exit slash shop is. Doesn't have to be that big.
So here's looking towards the station. This is probably we couldn't get really close to it. I mean, there's tons of supports obviously in the way, cranes.
That's from the kiddie ride area that this one was taken. Just to get your, if you're looking for your vantage. So it was the old cars, right? Is that the old timey cars, kiddie ride in Hometown Park?
Yeah,
So we were
yeah,
in the
right near
queue
like
for that.
we'll come back
Uh, sh We'll talk
on
about the seats
Cheryl's
in just a moment.
questions. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, we promise. So
So
the
go
exit
ahead.
of the ride is going to be Demon Snacks, and the entrance is further in to County Fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we're
you can
almost
see it right
looking at
there.
here is kind of the this is sort of the planned exit path. It's right from
And
here.
it's going under, has like it's a ramp down because the station is up. So that will also be, the exit will also be the ADA entrance.
Come on. I'm clicking. It's not moving. There we go. Now this
There.
now you get some of that color more popping in this
And that
particular
still, like,
photo.
is looking more yellow than, I mean,
Yeah.
it really is a really metallic gold. It just doesn't show on the pictures as well.
Again, look for Ann McDade's photos. They're going to be a lot more detailed than these are.
Yeah. Kirk, it is jam-packed. I mean, it is, we don't have any other ride like it. That it's, there's just ride everywhere. And I mentioned earlier today when we were, talking with some people, that we're always having people say there's no real estate, there's nowhere to put a ride. They just broke all the rules here of where our park normally has a ride, and they just put ride everywhere, and it's so cool.
On this one, again, it's the demon side has been taken out for now. There's so much construction going on, and they are, as we said, a few minutes ago, is there's the entrance is going to move slightly. So,
Yeah.
and we couldn't get that far in to even see where the old entrance to demon was. There's
Yeah, and we
just too
couldn't
much
see, like,
construction going on.
no. And, like, I would imagine the little hill was maybe taken out. There's, like, the little hill where the demon sign was, but, like, the kickin' chicken, that's still there with plenty of space around it. Um, you can still, well, I've taken over where bloodshed was, but there's still, like, there was almost like a plaza in between the, like where the chicken was and the exit. So you can see where there's open space, which is very cool. This is so much, somebody said resemblance to Shockwave. Like Shockwave was like a basic blue. This blue is very, it's very chic.
I mean, just look at the shot. I mean, here's kicking chicken, so you can see it's still there. But I mean, just looking how close this track is to the ground.
Yeah.
Another photo of the station work.
Ooh,
There's
that's,
kind of where the track ends at the moment.
and it, yeah, somebody said it's going to be fun trying to get a picture when it's done. It's really hard because it's everywhere. There's just so much track everywhere, and it's so high and so low that it is so hard to capture all of it.
And we were told from other areas of the park, it's really cool to see too, with it in the skyline
Mhm.
and all kinds of coasters just all around. And we might have to do a contest to see who can capture how as many trains on the tracks in one photo that you can. So once we, kind of get other vantage points around the park. Here we go. Now we can start talking about the trains themselves. And this is our undisclosed location we were taken
And
to.
here you can see the marking on them. We were told that was it just the front will have like the theming with
Yes. Yep.
they're not in order
And
right now. They just they're kind of just hanging out.
yeah, and you can see the 2.1 on the photo on the left there. That is the um, front, and then you get your second row, 2.2. And I'm not sure where 2.3 was in there, but I know it was in there somewhere
Yeah, I think it was with the
with
first
the
train.
with the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. They were in like pairs.
So let's see what else we got here. So the seating is 7 across, and you can kind of
3
see in that
rows.
middle seat 3 rows, 7, so 21 people at a time. So for those of you with larger parties, take 7 of your favorite friends or family members, and take up the whole
And
entire
this
row
one
there.
this one is probably not actually a front, but you can see the red belt in the middle. And then the seats on the end are set back, so it kind of makes an arch like this. So if you're in the middle, you're the furthest forward.
And the seats are, it's kind of hard to tell from here, but they are kind of on an angle. You're kind of angled back. You're not sitting straight. So
I
you're
think
kind of
that's similar to Sky
tucked in there.
Striker, the way that you're back, and that you can, if you're fluffier, you actually can, it gives you more give because you can stuff yourself as far back into that seat and then you get a couple more inches. Oh, somebody asked
The
about music. Undetermined.
That is, yeah, we were told undetermined or to be determined at this point in time. Again, I don't think they're not showing all their cards here, which I don't blame them. Right? You need something for opening day. You need something for even when we're back invited back out for media day to ride this for the first time. Some surprises. This is just looking at
You can see
train
the
from an
curve here,
yeah. You can definitely see it in this photo.
and this is a front row. You also can see how deep that seat is.
Yep. Again, this is just looking at. Again, this is actually the second row on there of the train.
And that,
Um,
yeah.
that I
And they
don't think
have
that Wrath.
none of the painting is on there yet. But you can see the fluffy seat belt, like it gives a lot of extra.
Yeah, I think I have it in here. This is just all the belts buckled
That looks like
in
it's a
this
front
one.
row.
Yeah. There's another look at the seats, more wheels. Here you go. Now you can actually see that difference in the length of the belt.
And those
So on the
belt that
right,
fluffy belt isn't even adjusted all the way. Or no, it doesn't
yeah,
adjust, but that gives you some a lot more give.
as compared to the photo on the left, which is just your normal belt on there. So there's definitely a little more room on there. So, I'm pretty sure it's going to be, fluffy friendly. You may, depending on how many people are needing the fluffy seats, you might be waiting a little bit longer because there's only two of them on every train. Um,
No, the logo is not connected to the car at this time.
no, that was a sign that they had propped up against it.
Yeah. There will be a logo on it. Yes, there will be a logo. It just won't be that. Or it will look like that, but they haven't painted it yet.
So here's another look at the drop. We're kind of standing in front of the lobster here, which you can kind of see in there. Again, the color on here isn't doing justice, but when you see it in person, it looks amazing.
And I do think it helps tie the train together. Like a lot of thought, I know people initially were saying, "Why red?" But the gold ties it together, and it's just a deeper red and a deeper blue, and it's thoughtful and purposeful. Oh, question about Flash Pass.
I'll put this up and I will give the answer that I was given. They know the answer.
There's a win.
However, they cannot answer it at this time.
Yeah.
So
That would be or there was a lot of they can't answer it. And we'll go through Bob will go through some of the questions that people asked, and we did ask all of the questions that we received, and we are again early
early
and
summer.
this early summer, and that can take a lot of meanings, as we know.
So here's
I
just another
appreciate that they never try
angle.
to overpromise. That's
More of the
going.
station. Kind of see. I think that's part of the walkway coming off the exit.
Yeah, they said that most of the queue is probably tucked back where Buccaneer Battle. It's tucked kind of back into the side. We couldn't get back there. And then the exit will come down a ramp and then through a tunnel at some point. Am I Did I
Yeah, I
hear
think
that
there's.
correctly?
Yeah, you're exiting. You come out. You go through a tunnel that opens up, and I think you somehow end up in the gift shop.
And I think even the queue going in, he said that there's like at some point you're on the side and then you're under the right. He said at some point then you'll be under the ride and then come back up. So probably similar to X Flight in that way, where you're on the side and then there's some that's under. You come up the stairs. Um, Early summer's Fast Max Force didn't open until July 4th. Technically, summer does not start until what, June 20th. So July 4th is early summer.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a little more look of, it's about as close as we could get to seeing anything in the station, and
Yeah.
that is actually the last photo that I have. So I'll
And
just
it's
stop
covered.
the.
The station it's already covered. All right.
All right, so let me grab my phone here, and I'm just going to kind of go through um, some of the questions that were asked that we have answers for.
We can we'll answer no. I know people are coming in. We'll just answer Noah's again. Um, Demon Snacks food stand, the structure is going to be there. It will become the exit through the gift shop, along with photos. So there will be ride photos. So it is remaining intact. It just won't be Demon Snacks anymore.
All right, so one of the questions that we did ask is, will the Midway be open or closed for construction during the beginning of the season? And the answer to that was we have to wait and see. It all depends
It just
on the weather and how much they get done. Would they love to have it open? Yes. But it all depends what happens. Is really so what happens in the next couple weeks here. That's going to kind of
there
determine if
really
that's going
isn't
to
any
be open.
midway. There's no midway in that area right now. It was, that so much has been dug up and some so they would have to have everything put together, all the fencing in and all the concrete or asphalt repoured.
Yeah, and a couple of these, I'm just looking at these questions. We've already kind of addressed them, but we'll answer them again. I'm just going to run through the list.
Oh, we can look at
What kind?
Dylan's. The layout is drawn out. It's not more
Yeah.
compact. But we are told that the ride is intense and it doesn't stop and there is no mid-course brake run.
So you're just from the time that you drop, you're just going full speed until that ride comes to an end in the brake run. Let's see. Next one is what kind of theming can we expect to see? Will there be any onboard theming? Again, they didn't really answer that question. They said it's kind of been, there's been discussions, but
That's the next phase anyway. They were not even in that phase.
yeah. Will Wrath of Rakshasa be available on Flash Pass? That was a question that they know the answer to. However, they cannot share that answer at this time. Next,
Oh,
we literally just answered this one. Any news on the Demon Snacks building? We've got that one taken care of. Will Demon be open early in the season? Again, the next few weeks, it's going to make that determination if you can get to Demon or not. We asked where the entrance exit will be. We kind of discussed that earlier in the show. Really, the exit, if you're standing in front of Demon Snacks, the exit is going to be to the left of it, and then the entrance will be on the right, probably a little bit further down.
and across from the entrance to the new kind of
A
shifted
new
entrance
Demon
to the
entrance. Let's see. Oh, we did ask too on this one, will there be a ride reservation slot similar to what they did with Sky Striker? They haven't even thought that far out yet.
They're not there yet.
It was also asked, what's the minimum height for the ride? And Sarah, you can go ahead and give that
And
the answer we were given to that
and
one.
we were told that the manufacturer has recommended height. And I don't even remember if there was a recommended maximum. The manufacturer has it, but the park has not. The park, I don't know how if they said it or the state said it. What will it ultimately be? What it is, which is never going to be less than the manufacturer. That has not been determined yet.
And same thing, we did ask about a max height. Again, they have the manufacturer's recommendations for that, so we really can't answer that. And then the last question, we didn't even have to ask because it was brought up. When and will there be Wrath merch available? They said probably expect when the ride opens. If not, maybe a little bit sooner. I heard they're supposed to be having some really cool new merch coming out just across the park
They
that
seemed
they would
really
not.
excited about
They
it.
were very excited, but they wouldn't share any of that with us. They couldn't have any samples out there, nothing. So there's going to be some be on lookout for new merch this season.
We were told that if you are a fan of the merch that you can get in Legacy Cedar Fair parks, that we can perhaps look forward to seeing ours start to take that same look. Lots of opportunities.
I know somebody asked about commercial. We don't know. This
We
is one
never
thing we never ask. If
no,
the park chooses to invite us out to be part of a commercial, great, but it's something we will never ever ask the park
we
saying,
never
"Hey, can
ask
we
for
be in the
any of these
commercial?"
we
No.
never ask for any of these opportunities. It's just we're grateful for the opportunities we have, and that's just kind of just the way that we've chosen to proceed with our, relationship with the park is just be grateful for the opportunities that we get.
Yep. If we get asked, if we're given opportunities, great. If a season goes by where we really don't have any, hey, we're great. We're fine with that as well.
There were a lot of so many people are asking for the media. There were a lot of media and park representatives there today. It was really overwhelming to know who was who. But everyone's really excited for the ride. There were no ride models that we saw.
But Gary says Cedar Fair has merchandise for everything. So
I don't know that we're going to go to everything, but I bet we will see some for Rakshasa.
somebody's wanting that Sprocket Rockets hoodie.
Okay. I have a sprocket, and somebody's going to get really jealous because Sprocket Rockets used to have ride photos, and I used to take my little brother, who is much younger than I am, like on Sunday nights, and we would ride Sprocket Rockets. I have a Sprocket Rockets photo frame, so with the Sprocket Rockets ride photo. So I actually do own Sprocket Rocket merch. Be jealous. A Windy City Grill hat.
Now, let me see. I'm going to try to just hold this up. Anne sent me one of her photos that really captures the gold. I know this probably is not.
Oh, when we see it, I can see it better in that one. It's so
But
hard screen to screen to screen.
yeah. If she hasn't shared this already in our group, I'll go ahead and I'll share this photo out there. And if you're still here, if you've got a photo gallery you want to dump in the group, go ahead, just drop your link. I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate that. We don't know anything if
Under
there's going to be any kind of theme song
Do you wanna write one?
that uses Wrath of Rakshasa over and over.
And it should be 16 minutes long, just like the demon one. And it has to have an '80s vibe. Ooh, Under Armour and Champion merch.
I can get on the Under Armour bandwagon.
I'm probably waiting for a bunch of us to get off of that 50% discount life.
They're going to have to pry my membership from my dead body before I give that up.
Cheryl, you'll have to make this, you'll have to kind of maybe have a Bollywood theme to it.
Oh,
Make it
here we go.
really
And we got
cool.
the perfect singer for the song too.
Oh, yeah. Although we've got a
That
low
deep bass
voice
with
demon.
Rakshasa.
Maybe just a dirge. Let's just have a dirge going into it.
Oh,
I'm the one that said that the red cars, like, it's because it's deep red. I'm like, "That's like blood flowing down it." Any other questions?
yeah. Any questions from anyone?
We've already assigned Dan to is Dan gonna compose the song and sing it? I don't we're just making plans for them. Anything else?
That was
Will
not.
there be a
That was
sp
nowhere
Oh,
near word.
we didn't talk about the bags.
Oh
Like,
no!
we
Why don't we
have
talk about? So it's going to be a conveyor type system. So kind of imagine your storage bins that they have on the rides, but you're going to put things in there, and next thing you know, it's going to be lifted. It's going to be carried over the track, and it's going to come down on the other side when it's your time to exit.
So, I mean, and it has to be, it's running the 3 trains. You only have 21 people at a time, so it's gonna have to be a really quick loading and unloading, so it's kind of cool that there won't be those bags. It'd be so cool as long as it to I don't know, maybe the people who have used these before, do the rides go 10-7 because the conveyor belt stopped, like, connecting?
Oh, could you imagine that having something goes wrong on the conveyor belt and you're having to stop the ride because you can't
It's all
get the
backed
people's.
up.
And I will say,
I
back in January, I was at Disney and they had the pass-through lockers. That was actually a really
like
cool
that.
concept, but it takes up a lot of space though. But Disney's
Universal
also
has
running
those
at a
too.
much, we're talking higher capacities too going
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, those are kinda nice. Alright.
All right. Well, any other questions? Last chance here. Questions on anything else that we can maybe go ahead and just answer why we're here? Save you from
I
looking
mean,
at posts.
we'll pop back on whenever there's news and, um, we'll pop back on. I mean, we can actually start to see, I mean, opening day is next month. That's good
There
news.
will be there's no theme
Oh,
song. Anne asked for
yet,
us. Yet.
yet.
Until we start something. John, we really think there should be a theme song.
Maybe AI can for us.
Cedar Point has some pass through. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, this is one of our rare times that we are done in under 45 minutes.
Yay.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see
Yeah,
you there.
opening day, I won't be there until later in the day because I have work. I'm not
Oh,
off,
it's
so Good Friday.
I'm off. I like that. I mean, having that's kinda like a nice soft open.
We don't know anything about if they're going to be assigning seats or not. I'd imagine
Mm.
we might see it, you know, when it first opens,
They'll probably
because
just line people up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like,
right. That's what I was
lining
thinking.
people up in rows.
They ask you how many are in your group. They'll put you in a row and tell you. I don't know if they'll have like the numbers to stand on, just so you know
Pro
how many are
Yeah.
in a row. They might not.
I mean, it's gonna have to with 3 trains and no mid-course break run, they're gonna have to be pretty. Oh, we
Pretty
never
quick.
asked if they were loading and unloading in the same place. I would
No,
assume
we
they are.
didn't.
Oh, miss did anyone ask who's there?
And if you're still on, is that something that you asked, or have you thought of, or have you heard, or
It didn't look like a giant station, so
no? So yeah, I'm thinking there's not two different loading zones.
no, bummer. Alright.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and as soon as we have more information to share, we'll jump on and do another one of these
Well,
live. So,
and everyone go on in the group and check out Anne's photos because you know they're gonna be beautiful.
yep, awesome.
Alright.
Thank you, Anne, for sharing those.
Thank
All
you.
right, take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Yep, come on. So on those Tony Clark